Hello, and welcome back to another episode of We Don't Know What We're Doing, and That's Okay. So I'm thinking if I'm going to be doing more of these such videos, I should figure out how you all snazzy YouTubers mount your cameras, because this setup probably is annoying for you to look at. But I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll have to figure that out. So one thing I'd like to mention first is that art has always been something I've enjoyed doing, whether that's making gifts for people or, as of late, last year or so, doing the spreads in my Hobonichi. And it's just always been part of who I am. And for some reason in the past year or so, there is this desperation to my art, and I think it's because I go online so much and I see all these amazing things that other people do, and I just so much want to be able to do what they do. And they have this sort of quiet but resolute confidence about what they're doing, and it really is shown in their work, because there's not this hesitation. They just move through their art, and you can see how much joy it gives them. And my art is just not doing that, and it's a crappy feeling. And interestingly, I had found an artist on Instagram, and her Instagram account is called willa.wanders, and she does a podcast, and I listened to that podcast, and the episode was about show up or shut up. And it was basically just that you have to just keep making art, regardless of how it comes out, regardless of, the end product. You just need to go through the process. And in continuing to go through the process, eventually you're going to be happy with what you've got. And I wrote her a message about how just frustrated I've been. And interestingly, the next day I listened to the next episode of her podcast, and it was called Feeling Frustrated, and she read my letter. So if you also feel frustrated sometimes, please check out willa.wanders on Instagram and go to her podcast. Feeling Frustrated was the episode, if you'd like to hear the letter I wrote. It was just surreal. So anyway, getting to the topic for today. My kids are finally back in school. I have a good 2 hours each day, Tuesday through Friday, to myself. And I decided I'm going to do something creative every day. And one of the things that really frustrated me this year is I did my first vision board. And I realized I have no vision. This vision board was quite empty until I decided that this was my vision for this year. Start enjoying the process of creating art. Just the process. Stop worrying about whether it's good or not. Just enjoy the process. So I decided that I'm going to use this time to work on that vision. So I started this, and I've never done an art journal, just art for the sake of art. Art has always been purposeful for me. I think because I was raised by a mom that was very, very, very practical, and art was something you really shouldn't be indulging in unless absolutely everything else you were supposed to do was done. So I kind of turned art into purposeful in and of itself. Art was for making gifts. It was decorating a journal. It was never art just for art. So having an art journal is kind of a big deal for me, to get my mind in the right space that I can enjoy art just for the sake of creating it. So I started this background, and I used matte medium and just put on this old pattern for sewing. I have no idea where I got it, secondhand store or something. And then I used these images from the Reset Girl. She does a whole activity kind of book, multimedia thing that you can participate in, and it didn't really end up working out for me, but the images are amazing. So I cut out a bunch of those, stuck those suckers on there, and I kind of want them to fade into the background. And I have a mix of bigger images from the Reset Girl, and I'm going to mix those with images from Art by Marlene. So we're gonna do a layer of gesso on here and we'll see what happens. Another thing I wanted to note is it kind of took me a minute to find all my stuff because I convinced my husband to let us build this amazing desk. We went to IKEA and got some of the cubbies and just got some plywood and some masonite and drilled this sucker down, and I've got like 57 inches by 45 inches of pure heaven. I've decided that this is my office, and it kind of reminds me of a character on WKRP, which will totally date me. It was a show on in like the 80s, and there was this character, and I can't remember his name, but he had a desk and he would pretend it was an office. So if you walked in, you had to like open the imaginary door. So that's what I pretend now with my amazing desk. So got my white gesso, brush, paper towels, baby wipes, because all my favorite artists use baby wipes. Do I know what to do with it? No, and that's okay. So the goal here is going to be making these beautiful ladies here kind of fade into the background a little bit, because I want my other larger images, my focal points, to stand out. Here we go. Do we know what we're doing? No, that's okay. So we're just gonna la 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 la. Going to, and one of my other favorite YouTubers, I think she's planning with Danny. Remember right now, but I'm pretty sure that's her. I like when she does her planning with her Hobonichi, because when she's planning, she's just like having a conversation with you. So how is everyone out there in cyberspace world? Oh, I just got gesso on my desk. That's okay. Because guess what? I got peel and stick wallpaper. I'll show you that real quick, that we are going to cover this desk with. And it looks like that. Because all of you that take your beautiful pictures of your planners and what have you, and art journals, you guys always have these really beautiful, what do I do with the gesso? Beautiful backgrounds. And first of all, your lighting is always so perfect. And I wanted to figure out how to do that. So I got myself some old peel and stick wallpaper. And I better figure out how to wipe some of this off, because this is like way too covering these poor women up. So, oh, look at that. See, we can make them kind of come out again. Just kind of spread. See, look at that. We're figuring it out. But somehow just like doing these videos and talking while I'm making it makes it more fun. Maybe that's why people do it. I'm not doing it to like become YouTube famous, but I mean, isn't it fascinating that people do become YouTube famous? My son watches this channel called Unspeakable, and they just do like gaming and like ridiculous things, like fill their house with what are those plastic balls for the ball pits. And I'm not kidding you, these people are literally millionaires. And it fascinates me. I'd like to be all judgy and be like, they need to do something with their lives, but really I'm just kind of jealous. They just do something fun and silly and they make a crap load of money doing it. So okay, I don't know. I feel like I should maybe dry this layer and do it again. I don't know. Basically just sharing it with you is kind of making it more fun. Assuming someone watches this. Okay, I'm going to pause because my heat gun is in the kitchen. We're going to set it up so I can have it out here all the time. But, so, un momento. Okay, so this is dry. I'm going to try a little bit more, I think. I think one thing I realized about wanting to replicate what other people do, especially with mixed media and all sorts of like layering and stencils and stuff, is the layering. I tend to want to put like one or two things down and I expect it to have the same depth of color or design. And I really need to pay attention to the method that people use. But see, that's the thing, is like you kind of get stuck on wanting to recreate what other people do. And then it kind of feels like you're just copying everyone. And I want to find my own style, but I tend to like everything. And I'm always so envious of people that are able to have a style or like a color palette that they kind of use again and again. There's another girl that I follow on Instagram who does bullet journaling, and her color palette is like these really muted like pinks and beiges and tans and like a vintage kind of thing. And her entire everything she does, stickers and washi tape, everything is in that color palette, and it looks amazing obviously, but like I can't do it. Like there's so, like I like this vintagey kind of 1960s mod kind of thing, and then the other thing I like is super bright, like art by Marlene, really colorful and bright, and Jane Davenport's colors and style, and I can't ever just pick one. So then I don't know, then I kind of want to just do everything, and then I try to buy everything and all the tools, and my husband's so happy about that. Okay, this is kind of feeling like something. What do you think? I think it kind of is. So we're going to dry that. We're going to dry that. All right, it's dry. So now we're going to, I think another thing I have to put on this table is a little jar of water for my brushes and such. So now we've got our bigger little characters here. I have cut off their heads. And we are going to mix them with these Art by Marlene heads so they can see it. Hello. Look kind of fun. I guess I've never really introduced myself here. I'm Jen. Hello. I'm 43. I live in Southern California. I'm born and raised Southern California. I've been married twice. The second marriage, thank goodness, stuck. We've been married for 12 years. So my oldest daughter is 21, and then my middle daughter is 11, and my son is 6. My husband is a crazy Greek man, and we have a pit bull who is the sweetest, gentlest dog. We named her Virus to commemorate the year we got her. And a little mix poodle shih tzu kind of dog who is very aggressive and mean to our pit bull, ironically. I ride a hot pink street bike. I have hot pink hair. I like to do things that people think girls shouldn't do. So that's why street bikes just stole my heart. I got my license when I was 30, learned to ride on my dad's Harley, and one day I got to try out my then boyfriend's Suzuki, rode it once, and never looked back. So on my 40th birthday, he got me my hot pink bike. So, enough of that. So what a trick. Well, first of all, I'm going to go rinse this off. Second of all, I'm going to come back and I'm going to outline these. I'm going to take these white edges and make them black. It's a little trick I learned from another YouTuber who I love, Vicky. I'm going to say her name wrong because she's also Greek. Papaioannou. I can't even remember if that's even how you spell it. But she always outlines her die cuts in black because it, gets rid of that white edge and kind of gives a little more depth. So rinse and we'll come back. All right, we're going to use the Faber-Castell big brush markers. Just going to use black, and I'm going to outline those die cuts. So I'm not going to film myself doing that because that is boring. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our ladies outlined in black, and I was trying to kind of play with them and see where I wanted them. I think when I originally put down the smaller images, I kind of left this spot a little more open because I think I'm going to put some little cute text or quote or whatever right there. part of me wants to like put one on each page and la 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 and have it all this like one on each, but I know that they should probably be better if they were together, kind of relating to each other. So as you can kind of see, I have interlocked their arms, so they're like buddies, they're besties, and they're hanging out. So I am going to glue them down somehow. I'm going to get another brush, get ourselves some matte medium. Unbelievably, I have actually almost gone through this whole thing. So I'm trying to think of what I should do first. What do you think? What do you think? Should I be doing the heads on the bodies first, or I think I'm just going to do the bodies on the paper first. That's what I think. The other thing I need to think about is I don't want them floating in the air. I'm going to have to give them some sort of floor to stand on. Right? Right. Okay. So I'm not very prepared right now, guys. Ugh, I used guys. I hate when people use guys. Like when you go to a restaurant and they say, "Hi, guys." Like I don't have no idea why that rubs me the wrong way. Like folks, or hi everyone. I don't know. I think because it's just so overused. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and crotchety. Much more likely. So another thing about me, I went to college right after high school, decided to go ahead and get married and then get pregnant really fast at 20. Yeah, super great idea. So then college got put off till much later in life. I didn't get my undergrad degree until I was 40. But you know, it was really meaningful to me to be able to do that with kids and a husband and really do well. Pretty proud of that. I got my degree in sociology, which literally changed my life. I feel like sociology should be a class that high schoolers take, along with like how to balance a checkbook and how to handle a 401k. Like, why aren't we teaching kids these like basic life skills? I don't know. So literally changed my life for the better. Made me a better, much more empathetic person. Understand people much better. So did that at 40. Got into law school because law school was a childhood dream of mine. But turns out law school and kids is very, very difficult. So I had to shelve it because I just wasn't seeing my kids or my husband very much, which was difficult, but you do what you got to do, right? So then I decided I wasn't really done with school, or the reality was I wasn't ready to start paying on the school loans. So decided I needed to stay in school. So instead of paying the loans, why don't we just make the debt bigger? Gotta love the American education system. So decided to get my master's instead. So I am almost done with that. I will be done in the end of summer with a master's in organizational leadership, which lends itself probably to a career in human resources, perhaps. I was raised by an HR executive, so human resources and right and wrong ways to go about being in that industry was dinner table conversation as a child, so I feel very comfortable there. So we shall see. I'm finishing that up in the next few months, and we'll see what happens. But I'm very scared about having to go back into the real world after over a decade of being a full-time at-home mom, because are they going to make me change my hair? Because those are grown-up concerns, right? I feel like we're kind of moving into a better professional world in which we are more judging people about their skills, not so much what color their hair is or whether or not they have tattoos. Like I said, I have a very practical mother, so she's always been very disapproving of my tattoos. But that's okay, because clearly I didn't get them for her, did I? Got them because they made me happy. That's really all there is to it. Oh, I'm not done. They need heads, don't they? Oh, silly. Just realizing I put my art journal right on top of this paper towel, which had a bunch of gesso on it, or not gesso, matte medium. Okay. So many examples proving that I really don't know what I'm doing. And we're just going to figure that out. It's kind of funny how you can get kind of nervous doing these things when I'm literally sitting here alone. And no one cares what I'm saying. I'm going to have to cut that mamma jamma, because I'm finding out that when you try to put things in the crack, it doesn't really work. As a general life rule, don't try to put things in the crack. Just don't. All right, we're going to glue her little piece of hair back on. Is that how it was? Oh my God, I don't even remember how it was. Yeah, it has to go that way. Duh. Duh. Okay. That's okay. There's going to be a gap there. And that's okay. All right. Glue that sucker down. I really wish I had friends that could come over and do this with me. This is kind of what that feels like, right? Being able to talk about it as we're doing it. Is anyone really watching this? Or am I sincerely just talking to myself? Let me know if this is like breaking up YouTube rule as far as length, because I don't know how to edit and just like make this shorter. It's just going to go up exactly how it's being filmed. Ooh, it got dark, didn't it? Okay. I'm going to pause because I don't know what I'm doing next. I really don't. And I'm starting to think that this is probably really boring. But does anyone else out there just feel like they want to have people that they could just sit down and like be creative with? And these kind of YouTube videos are kind of like the surrogate for that in a way. Okay. Yeah. Gonna figure out the next step. Okay, you can see I have my die cut, my Sizzix Big Shot, which I just recently got, and just add that to the list of tools that I don't really know how to use just yet. So I picked out a quote that's going to go on the right side of my art journal spread, and I'm going to take 2 words of the quote and make them bigger using this Sizzix, I thought it was, it is Tim Holtz, die cut set for the letters. I'm going to make those 2 words bigger, and then the rest I will just print out on my computer. So I have a piece of black cardstock that I just couldn't be bothered to actually cut. I just tore it so that it will fit through the die cut machine. And I'm going to attempt to cut these letters out. So hold on one second. Okay, I made the sandwich, the little multi-use platform, a cutting plate, the die cuts, the paper, and then the top plate. And here we go. And I think I need to push it in further. And I need to put the other direction. And I don't know about anybody else, but it feels like you're going to break the plates. And it really freaks me out. Like, does anyone feel that way? Like you're doing it wrong and everything's going to come out broken on the other side? Okay. So now I've got a bunch of little letters going everywhere. And then I guess it's normal for it to like cut into the plate. I don't know. This whole world is very scary to me. So I'm going to get this organized. We'll see what comes next. I am back. It is the following day and I am still in my pajamas. And if you can see my table, it now has the peel and stick wallpaper, and it turned out amazing, amazing. You see that? So glad we decided to do this. But word to the wise, if you want to test your relationship, put peel and stick wallpaper on together. It will definitely test your team working skills. It was definitely a challenge, but it turned out awesome. I just can't get over how good this looks. I think there was a lot of luck involved in getting this right. So, okay, so where were we? I put some washi tape here to create somewhere for my little ladies to be standing. And I'm gonna add right now, where's my doggy? That's Virus. Okay, so we're just gonna do a little bit of this and a little bit of this on the edge, like so. All right. Hope everyone, oh, what should I do here? Will it work on washi tape? I don't know. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I am in a master's program. I think I mentioned that already. So I should be doing homework. Oops, did that a little too much. It's okay. There's a lot of saying it's okay because what are you going to do? If you stop and go, well, that's not okay, you're dead in the water, right? All right. That looks good. Look at that. It's a little edge there. And then I need to do, another thing I thought about is that I didn't really do a lot to the background. See, that's what I was talking about yesterday, is that I don't think about all the layers that people do with stenciling, and I'm considering whether or not I should do any. What I do want to do is use I'm going to start knocking stuff over already. We're going to go back to big brush markers. So nothing's put anywhere just yet. And throwing me off when I have to look for stuff. You know, when you have your stuff, even if it's messy, it's still in places you know. So when I looked at this desk last night and it was, you know, all perfect and done, like I had analysis paralysis, like looking around going, I have all this room now. I have all these places to put things. I couldn't, like, totally dead in my tracks. Like I couldn't, it was like too much pressure to be like, I have to get it right. All right, so I'm just going to outline these ladies. I just realized that, oh no, wait, did I put matte medium on top of these? I did, right? Because you want to do a non-porous surface to be able to get your outline to be able to smudge a little bit for you. Oh, see, look, I got it on her leg. That's okay too. So I guess I will pause it and finish this, and then we're going to put the letters on. Okay, so these guys are all nice and shadowed, if you can see there. And one thing I think I didn't mention yesterday is, see how her hair has a space? Well, it was right in the crack, and when the book would close, it would bend back the piece that was there, even though I'd cut it. So I had to cut more off, but guess what? It's okay. It's okay. My husband has a cousin who lives in Greece, and she speaks wonderful English, actually, and but you know, of course, she has a Greek accent, and so when she would say it's okay, it would come out, it's okay. And so whenever I hear it's okay in my head, I hear Agila Key saying that, because she's adorable, and it's just, American language is just boring. Do you ever wonder what the American language, oh my God, what English sounds like to other people who don't speak English? I feel like it probably sounds like Russian or something, like really harsh sounding, like not pretty. Not like French or Spanish, you know? Kind of boring. Especially when you're just a plain old white person. Actually, my mom is Hungarian, but when she came here, she actually escaped and came here. And I think it was just a different time. They didn't really want to hold on to their background, unfortunately. So my brother and I were not taught Hungarian, which I will always, always, always be a little bit better about. And my husband doesn't speak Greek to my kids. Drives me crazy. What a waste, right? How amazing would it be if they were trilingual and could speak Hungarian and Greek and English? That would be so awesome. And languages are just so easy to learn, or easier to learn when you're a kid, and it's just passive, you know, just being spoken in the home. All right, so anyway, thank you for listening to my TED Talk about language. I feel like I'm missing like 4 letters. They're hiding in there. So I cut these out yesterday, obviously, with the Big Shot, which I gotta tell you, whew. Really? You just came in. Do you see this dog? In and out all day long. And all she wants to do is go out there and eat crap. Random crap. Like, I don't even know she's eaten all the plants out there already. They're gone. I had these beautiful hydrangeas. Gone. She ate rose bushes all the way down to the nub. Like, this dog, I mean, does anyone know about pit bulls? Do they not have the same type of pain sensors? Because she just doesn't care. She really doesn't care. And my kids will ride, you know, those little razor scooters around the house. Because, yeah, I'm that kind of parent. That's so good. It's because I have 3 now. And, you know, once you hit 3, maybe 2, you kind of just go, meh. Just don't break anything. Don't draw blood. Leave me alone. But yeah, they'll ride the scooters around the house, and sometimes she's chasing them or whatever, gets right in front of them. She has a habit of doing that, and they'll ride right over her paws, and this dog doesn't even flinch. So anyway, so yeah, she chews rose bushes, and she ate all the wood. What are they called? Rungs for a ladder up to my kids' treehouse. Ate them. Yep. I'm really hoping someday I'm not going to have to spend thousands of dollars to take her to the vet to have something removed from her throat and or stomach. We also have, where we live, we're close to like a wilderness area, I guess. We're not in Los Angeles County. We're right next to it, but there's, what am I trying to say? Open land, anyway, mountains. So we get mountain lions, we get coyotes, stuff like that. And I didn't think we had mountain lions coming into yards around here, but somebody did recently. We definitely have coyotes because they like to leave behind little presents in the yard. But my dogs, I think, like they do that spray thing and marking their territory. And I'm pretty sure my dogs roll in it. Has anyone experienced this? Smells like death. Rude. It's like she doesn't even care I'm filming. All right, so I know you can kind of see that if I do it, if I tweak it. See, I need to fix this camera. I'm sure no one's probably been watching this. Look at that. Is it backwards for you guys? Okay. So I'm going to glue all of this down. And I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do next. But I'm not going to torture anyone because this video that I'm going to post is going to be like over half an hour. But I'm home alone, it's a pandemic, and I'm losing my mind, so talking to a camera makes me feel good. I'll be back. Okay, so I glued down all the words, added some little white gel pen highlights. I outlined these in black, and now I'm thinking I should add a little something more to the background. So what we're going to do is use some texture paste, and I thought that these little circles kind of seemed mod 1960s. Yes. So we're just gonna get a little bit on a little spatula and figure out where we want to do this. There's kind of a little bit of a trick to doing this. I have come to that determination. Like, you don't want to just like fill in the stencils like exactly. You want them to kind of, oh, see, look, I got it on her body. That's okay, right? That's okay. And so you kind of want to see, there's that like quiet confidence that I've mentioned, where people just go in and they just do it, and they're just not even thinking about it. They just make it look perfect. No big deal, right? And here I am, like going, oh my God, I have to make it look like I'm confident, like I don't care, like easy breezy, but underneath I'm freaking out. Oh my God, I have anxiety. Right. Okay. Not scary at all. This morning, I spent so much time just binge watching Schitt's Creek, which I'm telling you, if you've not watched, you need to, because it's so funny. But I don't know, do you find yourself doing that where like you want to do something creative, but it's just, I don't know, it's that weird hesitation. Like, I don't know, like you're scared to start because then I can't even put it into words. But you sit there and stare at it and you think about the project, and but then I don't know why it's scary. Like you see, this is the overthinking that gets in the way of being creative. Got some little edge pieces there we don't want. Okay. Where am I going to put this? I'm going to stick it right there. All right, so got some texture paste on there. I think it's a little bit bright white, so I'm probably going to go over it maybe with, see, I don't even know where my tools are. I might use one of these Tim Holtz dome foam, say that fast 5 times, with some vintage photo, which I do know where that is, right here, and kind of go over the tops of those little circles I just made, kind of make them blend in a little bit. We shall see about that. Oh, and I still have these little die cuts here that I cut out also that were in the same set with the Reset Girl stuff to kind of add some extra something. So let's see, we'll do that. All right, so I colored in those little texture paste stencil marks I did, and I think we're going to call that done. So hopefully you enjoyed my rambling, and remember, we don't know what we're doing, and that's okay. Did I say I was done? I meant almost done. Okay, so I wanted to point out that I used one of those big brush markers to fill in that little gap of her hair. Just can't even tell. And then I had forgotten in that short span of time that I needed to add my little hearts and stars and accoutrement. So now we're calling it done. And I wanted to say thank you for anyone who actually watched this over half an hour video. Rude dogs barking in the background. So if you feel like it, maybe subscribe or like my video. All right, guys. Oh my God, I said guys. There you go. I did it. See you next time.